to actually share it, because right now, since I am the owner of it, you can edit. So what you're going to have to do is, let me see if you can actually make a copy. You can rename, you could reorder. I'm thinking this is probably the way. So there's 3 folders, right? Now, this is the one that contains all the PDFs from the pre-ETS flash drive. So to do that, just go to copy to. Okay, so from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy it back into my resources, so that way you have access to it in your resources. Okay, so you're going to copy it to, select the home, because I'm thinking at this point you don't have these other ones created, right? So go ahead and select home. And then if you had a folder, then you could put it into a folder, but I'm just going to pick home for right now. So hit copy. Okay, so then what that did is, in here, in the home one, click on it, and then it should have copied. Yeah, here it is. So here's the pre-ETS contents now. Okay, so they're in here, in your home. Okay, so now the thing that I just noticed is there's no, see how this little gear, so like with the gear, you can edit, move, delete, all that stuff, but, okay, so it doesn't let us do any of that stuff. Okay, so let me, or actually, you know what I'm thinking it's doing is, I'm thinking it's just processing, because it is a lot of, it's a lot of material. Oh yeah, it just took a while. So I just had to refresh it. Okay, so now we have the little gear thing right here, and and then you could do what you need to with it. So you're the owner of it now. So first thing you want to do with it is, so over here on the right, okay, I know you can see these 2 little icons. So this one right here, it says share to public resources. Don't click that, because I'm thinking you'll probably violate some kind of copyright, because this means it goes to everybody that anybody that has a Schoology account would have access to this pre-ETS flash drive. So don't do that. Okay, so we're just going to share it with people at Northside, with your 11 teachers. So to do that, you just click this drop down, and then from here you can, actually, you know what, okay, we're not talking about sharing yet, we're just talking about editing. So from this drop down, you click into edit. Okay, so then in edit, once it opens up, so in here's where you could change the name if you wanted to change it. You can change the color of the folder if you wanted to do that, give it a color that stands out more. This is the message that I had put on here, so you could go in here and then just, I'm going to delete that stuff, and then I'm going to leave this right here, because that's what the I guess the teachers would need to know. And then, you got all these tools up here, so if you wanted to, I don't know, change the font and all that stuff, you can do that there. Okay, so I'm going to hit save. Okay, so that's how you do that. It's right here in the gear, and then you go to edit. Okay, so now, since this folder is in your resources, right? It's in your resources, my resources. It's right here. What I'm going to do is, actually, you know what? Before I do that, I'm going to put it on the top, because I'm going to have to keep scrolling up and down. Okay, so now we're going to share this with the teachers. Okay, so here it is, right? It's in my home. This is the folder we're going to want to share with them. It has all the pre-ETS stuff. So all you have to do is select it. Okay, and then in here, let's see, options, edit. I wonder if we have to move it out. Oh, you know what? I think we have to move it out of the home. Okay, so let's put it over here on this side. What I'm going to do first is, we're going to hit this plus, right? And then you can call it whatever you want to call it. I'm going to say pre-ETS shared collection, okay, or whatever you want to call it. You give it whatever name you want. So now it's right over here, pre-ETS shared collection. Okay, so now I'm going to go back over here to the home where that copy was. And I'm going to see if it lets me move it from here down here. So then from in here, we can share it. Okay, so I'm going to select that, the gear, move to. Okay, so now I'm going to do the pre-ETS shared collection. That's one we just created. We don't have to worry about a folder. So I'm going to move it. Okay, so now since it went away from here, I'm going to go into this one. Yeah, okay, so it's in here. Okay, so now we can share it because the reason why this is what was missing, this share button. The home is just yours. It belongs to you. So that's private. Nobody else can get to it. So we had to create another one, which then it does give us the ability to share. Okay, so there's a step that I didn't realize we had to do. Okay, so then from here, since you want to share this with everybody, just click on share and then just look for them. So the thing with sharing it is you have to make sure and look at this drop down, this filter, and then look for the campuses. So like Brandeis, and then look for, type in the teacher's name. I don't know what the teacher's name are, but whatever. If this was the teacher, you just click on them, and then it tells you you selected one, has little, they're green with the check, and then you just click add, and then so now this teacher would have access to it. And if you wanted to, if you made a mistake, just tap on them again, and then it takes them off, right? So that's how you would add people. So then they would have access. So then on their end, what you would want them to do is then copy it into their resources so that way they can pull the information down. Or if you wanted them to just pull information from here, which probably that's the best bet because they can just come into this shared ETS one and you could keep adding materials into it and they could pull from it. That's probably the best thing. So that way they don't have a copy and then you're going to add stuff and then they add stuff and then there's like stuff everywhere. If you were to just keep it to this and then everybody pulls from this folder, that's the best, most efficient way because you can keep adding to it and then they could actually add to it as well and then they're sharing it with the other teachers and it's it's you're sharing activities with each other and that makes it a really strong PLC. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. So then now the teachers on there, and so like at this point really this thing it's just PDFs because it's just the information that was in that flash drive. So that's all it is. So I mean I clicked on it really quick. Yeah, so see that's all it is. It's just the PDFs. So what the teacher has to do then is they have to make these interactive, and that's where there's a couple of tools that that'll help you do this. The most powerful one, if you did want to keep them like this, is Adobe Acrobat Pro, which not too many people have. It's actually, I have it down here. So this one right here, Acrobat Pro DC, because what you can do with this is you can upload a PDF and then convert it into a fillable form. Again, that's the quickest way, but not necessarily the best way, because the best way is actually to create the material in Schoology, because then Schoology does all the grading for you and all the data collection, and it's more powerful. You make the tool work for you, okay? But anyways, I'll make another video how to do that kind of stuff. But anyways, this one was just to show you how to, let me go back. We started out here, pre-ETS, okay? We started out with this one, highlighted it, came over here, we copied it. Okay, so what we did is we copied it into home, but we can actually skip an extra step by, before we even go into moving it, create this one first. Okay, so create the folder first, and then after you create it, come over here to the original one, check this off, move to, and then here's where you would move it into this one, the one that we created. and then you move it, it shows up in here, and then this is the collection that you're going to share with all your teachers. So you add the teachers there, right? You look for their campus, you put their name, and then you add next campus, and you keep doing that until you get all your teachers in there. The permissions, okay, that's the other thing so right now we were in the add people. When you go into the permissions, here's where you can change what you want them to do. So for example, like right now, you have permission to edit. Okay, you could change it to where all they can do is view. All right, so if you wanted less permissioning, you can do that. And that's pretty much it. Okay, so that's how you can copy the stuff and then share it if you want to share it. But just, yeah, just know that it's like just PDFs that we're sharing at this point.